barrel holder. Just got a piece of 1-inch bar. This is actually a handle from a tool, but it's just mild steel, so I'm gonna put a point on it, which is gonna be the tip of the leaf. Something to note on this is I got a little bit of a cold shut on the tip. I should have had it a little bit hotter when I was working it. It's kind of thick, and it wasn't a big one, but I could have either just started it hotter, got it hotter when I got to the tip, and that would have corrected it, or just hit it with like grinder, cut off the very tip part, and get that out of there. Because later on when I flattened it out, I saw that it had a little bit of a split, but it was only like maybe 1/4 of an inch, so it really wasn't that big of a deal. I'm just making a square taper, and then you could, I guess, make it totally round. I don't know that it really makes that much of a difference whether you just leave it a square taper or round it. Spreads slightly differently, but I didn't have like a specific shape that I needed to make it, so I just figured I'd let it kind of spread how I wanted and work with it that way. Now I'm just gonna create some isolation. This isn't the most ideal tool. A butcher would really be a little bit better, just be faster, but this works all right. Just creating a groove to help isolate the material from where my stem's gonna be, and separate the leaf from the stem. So you could use guillotine tool, kind of whatever you need to create that separation. And then once I got it separated enough, now I'm just kind of drawing it out a little bit. I didn't want to draw it down too far, because I don't want to potentially create a weak spot where then the stem matches the leaf. So I left it a little bit thick, so I didn't beat it up too much while I'm working on it. And here, just using the hot cut to cut it off. Got the material that I need, so take off that excess here. Flattening out the leaf, getting it wider, so with the hammer just getting a flat spot. And then once I get this a little bit flat, use the edges to pull it out just a little bit from side to side. And then I'll get my spring spades in there, or fuller, I'm sorry, and really start. Around and started working on the stem down just a little bit down. part thicker, that's going to be the hole that I use for the bottleneck to go into. So I want to leave the end isolated on that so that I got more material out there as I'm drawing this out. Fuller, you can see when it's kind of thin like that, it's a little shaky, so you got to kind of get it flattened out a little bit better to get it so it doesn't want to bounce around quite so much. But I just start in the middle, start pulling that material out, just kind of go nice and easy and let it just let it do this thing and spread out. You can obviously angle the tool whichever direction you want it to go. So I start out just trying to make it as wide as you need, and then kind of start moving it around and heading different directions where you want it to spread to. start clearing out the veins in the leaf and kind of doing the detail type stuff. You just start, weighing it out, get your groove made, and then kind of chase through it to smooth it out and make it deeper. The best thing I can say for these is just take your time for sure. Don't try to get it in 1 or 2 heats. Just slowly work it. If it needs more, it needs more. Just take your time and just use the process and work it. Because I've tried sometimes, like, I don't know, hitting it heavier with the hammer or whatever it is, and it's just like you'll be missing it and then bouncing the fuller off to the side or whatever. So yeah, I guess just be patient, take your time, and work through it. Here I'm just kind of pulling out some of those parts in between the veins, give it a little bit of a waviness. Just kind of the texturing. There's a few of the hammer marks still left, so I was trying to get those out. Just make it a smoother thing. And you could, if you wanted to, here after you get the vein, you could make a really deep valley in it and give it some really dramatic highs and lows and things like that. I guess it's just how much time you want to put into it and how much detail you want. So now I'm gonna really start working that stem down to size. I like kind of mixing in hammer work and power hammer. I like to practice using the hammer kind of close to stuff like that just to keep my accuracy, sharp and things like that. And it gives you a better feel, obviously, with smaller stuff so you don't accidentally miss it. I don't have a lot of room with that leaf sticking up there in between my hammer dies. So that's part of it too, is I don't want to smash that leaf down on the ram of the power hammer. where I'm going to punch through for the hole. So I got to flatten it out so that I can make the punch in it. And then I'm going to have enough material so that it won't run out as you're making it. So just make it kind of square, probably about a 1/4 inch thick when you're done. I'm gonna punch it. Punching, just take your time, lay it out, make sure you're getting it straight and even. Get all the way through so you can see that shiny spot on the other side before you punch on the back side so it's lined up right. And then it'll make a nice clean punch out. When you're getting close to being through there, I like to, it's recommended to punch it from the backside at around like a cherry heat, not quite black, but definitely colder. You don't want it like yellow or bright orange, because you want to punch that slug through. Now we're gonna drift it. Best thing I can say about drifting is take your time. Definitely make it hot. Don't try to go too far. Once it starts getting dark, take it back out, reheat it, and a good drift is your friend for sure. Kind of see that knob on the end. I left a little extra material there because I knew that my biggest drift probably wasn't going to be big enough, and there's only so much material on the sides. So once I got it drifted, I got to work it around the horn to draw the hole out larger. So with that, just keep working it around at different angles evenly. Keep flattening it out on the top so you don't get a cold shut on there. After you hammer it down, flatten it back out. Work around the horn again. Just keep working the process. mark on here and then drop it on the floor real quick, just for, fun. I'm gonna work on cleaning up the leaf, brushing it, getting the waves in there, make it look how you want to, and then curl the stem around where it needs to be. I had to play with it quite a bit. I didn't leave that in there to bore everybody, but find the bottle or some type and figure out where the balance point is on it and make it so that it works. And this is a design that's not, it was inspired by Zivik Gottlieb art. I just Googled or looked up on YouTube whiskey bottle holder, and my design is slightly different than his. His kind of holds the bottle horizontal, and mine's like a vertical kind of, so it's a little bit different, but I like to give credit where credit is due. That was inspired by him, so check out his page, and hopefully like and follow my page as well. I'm going to try to get better about putting some more long content on mine, and if you find it helpful and useful, let me know. I'd appreciate it, because it's a pain making these videos sometimes, but I like doing it, and hopefully it helps people out. I know YouTube's kind of been a huge part of my learning, so if my mistakes can help anybody else, then awesome.